Hello everyone, welcome to the first series of Mantcast. This is Mantcast number 10. Today's podcast is about seeing a play. مانکستی های عزیز سلام. با مانکست شماره 10 از سری اول در خدمتتون هستیم. پادکست امروز درباره دیدن یک نمایشه. با ما همراه باشید که قراره کلی واژه جدید رو با هم یاد بگیریم. I ran into my neighbor Dennis yesterday afternoon. He asked if I wanted 2 tickets to the theater. He had season tickets but couldn't go to this performance. It was opening night of Shakespeare's The Tempest. I jumped at his offer and invited Lucy to come along. We arrived at the theater a half an hour before opening curtain. We had the tickets in hand and didn't need to pick them up at the will call window. The doors to the theater were open and we handed our tickets to the ticket takers standing in the doorway. We looked for our seats and were pleasantly surprised to find that we had some of the best seats in the house. I thought we would be sitting in the balcony, but we were in the orchestra section in the center. This was great. The lights dimmed and the curtain went up. After the second act, there was an intermission. Lucy and I went into the lobby and bought drinks from the bar. After about 15 minutes, the lights flickered and we went back to our seats. After the last act, the audience gave the actors a standing ovation. This was the best play I had seen in ages. The acting was superb, the staging and direction were fresh. I couldn't have asked for a better theater experience. I owed Dennis big time for giving me his tickets.
خب دوستان، حالا وقت چک کردن عبارت‌های داخل متن. Let's check out the expressions.
The expression to run into means that we meet someone that we weren't expecting or planning to meet. I went to the grocery store and I ran into my doctor. I wasn't going to the grocery store to find my doctor. He was there and I was there at the same time. عبارت to run into به معنای اتفاقی کسی رو دیدنه. To have season tickets means that you have a ticket for all the plays that this particular theater company puts on. Opening night, of course, is the first night that the play is being performed. A will call is when you order or reserve tickets but you don't actually get them sent to your home or you don't go and pick them up in advance. You call, you make a reservation. I want 2 tickets and I picked them up at the will call window. Will call window همون پنجره که تحویل بلیط های رزرو شده از قبله. The doorway, of course, is the place where you go into a building or go into a room through the door. DOORWAY. The expression the best seat or best seats in the house means that they were the very best seats that were available in the entire theater. We use the word house here not to mean the house where you live, but the theater. We can also use this, for example, sometimes for a stadium. They were the best seats in the house to watch the football game. So, any place when you're viewing or watching something, we could say, talk about the best seats in the house. عبارت the best seats in the house زمانی استفاده میشه که شما میخواید راجع به بهترین صندلی های یک مکان صحبت بکنید. The orchestra section, you can guess, is the section that is closest to the orchestra, the band, the group of musicians that would play during the performance. But even if there's no orchestra, we still call those seats that are closest to the stage the orchestra section. اولین ردیف صندلی ها که نزدیکترین صندلی ها به صحنه هستن رو ارکسترا سکشن می نامیم. To dim a light means to turn it off very slowly. So it's not like you turn a light on a room. You don't just hit a switch. You don't turn it on suddenly or turn it off suddenly. It becomes darker slowly and slowly and more slowly until finally there's no light. Dim a light به معنای آهسته آهسته خاموش کردن چراغهاست. Most plays that are more than an hour long have an intermission. Intermission is a break when people can get up and use the bathrooms and get a drink and so on. Intermission به معنای فاصله زمانی بین دو پرده نمایش یا دو مرحله از کار و غیره است. To flicker means the lights are going on and off quickly in a theater to indicate to people who are out in the lobby they should get back to their seats. Flicker اینجا به معنای چشمک زدنه. A standing ovation means that everyone stands up and everybody claps. That's a standing ovation. Sometimes we say it's a standing O. A standing O is informal for standing ovation. So, for example, when I'm teaching my classes, at the end of every class, all my students stand up and give me a standing ovation. Standing ovation به معنای تشویق حضار به صورت ایستاده است. That expression, I couldn't have asked for a better something, is very common. When we are talking about something that was very, very good and it was better than we expected, we use this expression. از این عبارت زمانی استفاده می‌کنیم که از شرایط خوشحالیم و شرایط بهتر از چیزیه که انتظارشو داشتیم. I owe you a big time is an informal expression and it means I owe you a lot. I owe you a great deal. I very much appreciate what you've done. از این عبارت زمانی استفاده می‌کنیم که کسی در حقمون لطفی کرده. In a moment you'll see Mانکست's Telegram channel where you can download podcasts and audio scripts as printable PDFs. And here's our YouTube channel as well. Right, that's all for this time. It would be our pleasure to read your comments. Don't forget to follow us and share our posts with your friends. Bye for now.